We begin with Iron Man and Captain America being called in by the cops when they discover vandalism at the statues that were in honor of Captain America and Bucky. Iron Man wonders what the fuck happened during the Skrull invasion, but the officer claims it didn't. After reviewing the security cameras, they found that an angry mob had pushed it over, and people had continued to vandalize it every day since then. Captain America is speechless and brushes it off, unable to blame them after what happened. Captain America has to live with the fact that someone with his face has betrayed the world and become the world's #1 public enemy. The next day, Tony Stark furiously confronts J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle for their headline painting Captain America to be a traitor. Jameson was even proud to admit that he wrote it himself like an asshole. Tony explains that what happened was not Captain America, but a shape-shifting alien. Jameson tells him that the public struggles to believe that the Captain America who went on TV telling people to surrender to the Skrull was actually an alien, and that the Captain America now is the real one. Tony expresses his disappointment at how they have been smearing Captain America for a week now, despite Tony, S.H.I.E.L.D., and the President telling them that it wasn't Captain America. Tony claims that their words carry weight, being one of the biggest newspapers in New York. He raises his concern at them smearing Captain America, as if they have been doing the same thing to Spider-Man for years. Jameson claims that Spider-Man is a menace and that the Avengers and the Fantastic Four are vigilantes. He insists they are not real heroes, unlike astronauts, police officers, or firefighters. He uses Tony as an example that despite having all the money or a fancy suit, heroes like him think they're above the law. Jameson insists that if he wants the truth to come out, Tony should get him an interview with the alien. Tony tells him that S.H.I.E.L.D. had them in custody and claims that an interview is out of the question, explaining it to be dangerous. Despite that, Tony wonders if getting him an exclusive interview with the real Captain America would suffice, to which Jameson agrees. Jameson calls Brant in and asks her to go with Tony for an interview with Captain America, but when he asks to have a photographer go with her, she explains that everyone is out. Tony was caught off guard as he did not expect Jameson to want the interview today, given that Captain America oversees a prisoner transfer today at S.H.I.E.L.D. Despite that, Jameson insists on having the interview today and calls Peter Parker to cover it. When they arrive at the port, they find angry protesters outside who are still pissed the fuck off at Captain America. With the helicarrier down after the Skrull invasion, S.H.I.E.L.D. has set up at a nearby port and asks of the Avengers for help, transporting a few prisoners to the more secure Baxter building. When Hawkeye asks the reporters to leave, worried for their safety, Tony tells them they can ride with Captain America and have the interview on the way. Even with angry protesters against him, Captain America brushes it off and doesn't react. When Brant asks Captain America's opinion on rumors that he has betrayed the world, he simply admits that it was his fault and refuses to comment further. Suddenly, the convoy gets attacked when Rattler appears before them and destroys the escort trucks with his powers. Death Adder also jumps at Hawkeye when he is about to cover them from above. Captain America worries that the Serpent Society has ambushed the prisoner transport to free Viper and Cobra from their custody. He asks S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Wu to take Brant and Parker to safety while he runs to help the others. Parker uses the confusion to change into his costume and appears as the masked vigilante Spider-Man. Captain America knocks down Rattler and asks S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Quartermain to secure the prisoners. But when he tries to drive away, Anaconda extends his limbs and holds onto the truck. When Captain America runs to help, Constrictor catches him from behind and zaps him with electricity. Out of nowhere, Spider-Man arrives and kicks Constrictor and Rattler out of the way. The knocked-out Rattler inadvertently releases bolts of electricity and causes a cave-in. As the Serpent Society quickly surrounds Captain America and Spider-Man, the pavement collapses, and they get trapped underground. Captain America and Spider-Man are revealed to be unharmed from the cave-in, but before Spider-Man can introduce himself, Captain America stops him and urges them to hurry and find the others. Captain America quickly finds the prisoner truck, but discovers Quartermain is injured from the fall. When he checks on the prisoners, Captain America hears people cry for help who appear to have been caught in the collapse. After rescuing the civilians, Captain America informs Quartermain that neither the truck's radio nor the Avengers' ID cards are working. He worries that they can't rely on any backup anytime soon, and suggests getting the others to safety with no way to contact the others. Even after saving them, the public doesn't seem pleased with Spider-Man or Captain America helping them, and blames them for what happened. Spider-Man tries to defend Cap, but Captain America asks him to let it go. Captain America tells them they are stuck in one of the old flood control tunnels underneath the subway system. He worries that the tunnels aren't stable and suggests moving somewhere safer before another cave-in occurs. He explains that there should be access ladders every mile or so that they can use to reach the surface. Viper makes a snide remark at Cap about how people easily turn on him, whereas the Serpent Society will never stop trying to free her. Captain America brushes it off and tells her that the only place she is going is behind bars. Spider-Man suddenly sensed danger ahead as he led the others with his handy flashlight. He hands the flashlight to one of the rescuees while he returns to the back to tell Captain America about it. Spider-Man wonders why Captain America doesn't even bother defending himself when the public quickly turns on him. Captain America claims that despite what others or the newspaper say, they don't define who they are, and suggest focusing on doing what they do best: save people. He claims that their actions determine who they are, and despite what others think, he believes that the truth will eventually come out. Until then, he will continue fighting for his beliefs, which greatly moved Spider-Man of his words. When Captain America tries to catch up to the others, Spider-Man pushes him to safety when he quickly senses danger. Suddenly, the Serpent Society emerges from the shadows and surrounds them. Viper demanded Captain America release them, or everyone there would suffer the consequences. When he is about to free Viper, Captain America suddenly gives the signal, to which Spider-Man quickly attacks Bushmaster with his web shooters. Captain America then throws his shield at Rattler to slice off the tip of his tail, rendering him unable to control his powers. Viper orders the Serpent Society to destroy them all. Anaconda fails to hit Spider-Man as he skillfully dodges her attacks. As Captain America tries to fend off Bushmaster, Constrictor catches one of his arms and zaps him with electricity, but he withstands the attack and pulls him close enough to knock him down. Captain America then tells Quartermain to escape with the civilians, while he and Spider-Man hold off the enemies. As Quartermain leads the others to safety, they are cut off by Bushmaster, while Captain America is busy with Anaconda, and Spider-Man handles Death Adder. Spider-Man comes to his rescue, but is surprised that Anaconda dented his shield, which Captain America explains was only a temporary replacement. Captain America then asks Spider-Man to help Quartermain while he keeps the others busy. Quartermain tries to attack Bushmaster, but his punches are ineffective against him. After knocking out Quartermain, Bushmaster turns his attention to the civilians when Spider-Man arrives and kicks him away. He then flings him against the wall, but Bushmaster quickly recovers and attacks Spider-Man. Spider-Man skillfully dodges and rips both of his mechanical arms off. Bushmaster refuses to give up and tries to bite off his head, to which Rattler then attacks the ceiling where the civilians are. Spider-Man quickly shoots off his web to support the ceiling while he holds the other end from collapsing in on them. Spider-Man asks them to escape, but Captain America claims that the tunnel has collapsed on both ends and asks Spider-Man to hold on. Later, Viper leads the Serpent Society to finish them, but Spider-Man claims that the entire place is about to collapse. She is confident and explains snakes are good at getting out in tight spots. When Viper orders the Serpent Society to attack the civilians, Captain America makes his stand and claims they must go through him first. Although Captain America was doing well holding them off on his own, he eventually gets taken down, being outnumbered by the Serpent Society. When the enemy closes in on a weakened Captain America, the civilians start throwing rocks at the enemy. Captain America uses the confusion as a distraction and breaks free from Cobra and Constrictor, who were holding him down. One of the civilians threw Captain America his shield, which he used to beat down Bushmaster. When Rattler tries to attack the civilians, Captain America pins him against the wall. Viper orders the Serpent Society to retreat as the walls start to collapse, and Spider-Man struggles to hold it in place. Although the enemy has retreated, Spider-Man claims he can no longer hold on to the ceiling. When he was about to quit, Captain America talked him into not giving up and holding on to everything he had. When Spider-Man starts to slip off the walls, the ceiling rises, revealing Thor and Captain Marvel to have lifted it into the air. Iron Man claims they would have been there sooner, but the cave-in destabilized the surrounding buildings, and they were busy evacuating the others. Now that reinforcements have arrived, Spider-Man collapses to the ground, exhausted all his strength in holding the ceiling by himself. The next day, Spider-Man is furious when he reads the newspaper headline that Captain America saves New York from Spider-Man and the Serpent Society. Captain America comforts him and explains that despite what the newspaper says, the people he saved know the truth, and that the truth eventually comes out. That said, Spider-Man claims that what's important is what he does, and what he wants to do now is find Jameson and web his stupid-ass mouth shut, which Captain America claims he is okay with. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.